What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with Titan from Titan Prime Gaming. We're going to be going over the Tides of Torment Warhammer 3 Sayl Showcase. So we're going to be watching this together, talking about it, and doing a deep dive. So let's go ahead and jump on it.
Twisted, scheming betrayer.
Just how he'd describe himself, all according to plan.
Sayl is someone who should not be trusted by anyone. Stab, 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 stab.
Why bind yourself to a god when you can double down on yourself? If you can trick a demon.
Just want to make a point. This guy is looking crazy. He's got a tentacle, he's got a skull, and a gnarly chaos helmet with a staff. I bet he's going to be pretty sweet as a caster lord.
Demon, then a mortal's just as easy. And if they won't bend, break them.
Sayl the Faithless.
The lands and lords of Norsca are brutal and
Norsca,
dangerous. Man. But even further beyond the lands of wind and chill lies the mountain's end.
Ooh, did you see that? There was a dragon fire falling on them.
Scarred by warring factions and the deceit of chaos sorcery. And one of these sorcerers, a schemer from the north, has made treachery his domain.
Oh, if you guys don't know, he's gonna start out with an amazing character as his hero, which is called the Famir Noble. So if you take a look right here, you'll see him.
Has made treachery his domain.
Right here. You hear it starting army gets that, so that's gonna be sick, guys.
Sayl the Faithless, a powerful spellcaster and master manipulator, has arrived from Mountain's End. A brand new section of map given to us by the Chaos Gods.
Okay, new section, guys.
Due to Sayl's polite words.
Think about that.
Nice one, Sayl. He's come forward with plans and motions that'd make even the most dedicated servants of Tzeentch look at him with concern.
They got the Chimera.
Whilst his sight is gone, his ambition remains, and his vision as a...
Okay, let's take a look here. So we got the Famir Nobles. We have some legendary heroes, the Bjorg Bearstruck, and we have a great Shaman Lord. I think that's what this guy is right here. And Nightmaw, I don't see him, but I do see the Curs'd Ettin and the Curs'd Ettin Runecaller.
Ruler is clearer than ever. The Great Bastion, one of the highest symbols of Cathay's order, has stood resolute against the forces of chaos.
The main
Both
point
demon
of this
and man
guy
alike have failed to take down those walls.
He's going to be trying to take
Sayl's
up those
never
Cathay
been put
guys.
off by a challenge. He'll bring it down. Just you watch.
Ooh.
But before we get to that, he's going to need to secure the lands around him. And now you've learned of our devious plans, viewer. You've fallen for our Master Gambit.
Okay, the Master
Giving
Gambit.
you more details. If you want to learn more about Norsca's rework and Sayl's faithless ways, then, hey, check out the blog.
Yeah, and you can also check out my video that I'll be putting in the profile and link below, where I go over all Sayl, Tides of Torment, and you can meet him, and we'll go over all the units and their specialties.
As a master deceiver, he could always trick his way into the good books of the factions around him by using sweet words and empty promises. I mean, get a load of that reliable status. Look at him. Never told a lie in his life. It can't be forgotten, though, that out here, actions can reign supreme. And Sayl is no slouch. His bag of tea from spellcasters who've fallen before him more than prove this.
Playing as Sayl can be extremely interesting as he is a caster lord for Norsca. My favorite Sayl spell has got to be the Nightmaw, as this nightmarish creature appearing on the battle.
Okay, so that's where the Nightmaw guy is, guys. So this guy, he gets summoned by Sayl, and his thing is he is going to be an aberration.
To enemy license.
Oh man, look at that!
Quite a lot of fun, in a weird kind of way.
What a creepy model. It says that his most potent ability is a lingering side effect that slew his former master and imbues his entire army with magical attacks, bonus weapon strength, and spell resistance. Okay guys, that's crazy.
So while it's all well and good consolidating Mountain's End, Sayl will need more than a ragtag band of hairy warriors to thoroughly humiliate Gran Cathay, even if they're really up for it. Sure, we could slog it out and repeatedly butt our heads against the walls until they collapse,
okay, so
but
he's coming straight for Cathay.
Common, so typical. Cathay's used to that.
Okay, so
let's
what are we
do
gonna
something their harmonious thoughts wouldn't think we'd do. Let's use our heads for mind games.
Ooh, so he's kind of like the changeling.
I think it's high time we manipulated Cathay into a false sense of security. Manipulations are Sayl's key toy in undermining his opponents and getting one over before the fight even begins.
Yeah, guys, this is literally just like the Changeling and just like the other factions like Skaven, where we're putting things into place. It's called manipulations. It's going to grab you things like more visibility and hero action chance.
These can be used to bolster our forces with quicker recruitment times, instant sums of spoils, and increasing our vision on the campaign map. But more importantly, they can be used to make our enemies' life harder. We can damage them, destroy their diplomatic contracts, force wars, take money from them.
Wow. Okay guys, that could be really important. If you can force a war between two factions that are getting strong, and then when one gets weak, you take the strong faction out. Now they're both weak, and then you can even sell things back to the other faction and get a diplomacy, and then you can take out the strong faction, and you're gonna get money from that, selling those settlements. So just remember that, guys.
There's all manner of ways to play with our foes and make them dance to our tune. But the key one we're interested in is infiltrating them.
Okay, we're infiltrating. We're going to carry out treacheries within the target settlement. Default duration for all of this is 5 turns. Okay.
The plan is to infiltrate and build small outposts in foreign slots along the Bastion, allowing us to toy with the Cathayans from the inside, which will surely crush their harmonic ideals as we advance to take the walls.
So this is a
we
slow
will, however, need to keep an eye on this, as the devotees of chaos will be watching.
So, if you guys like long-term gameplay, this is the way to go.
They're not a big fan of Sayl's "I do what I want" nature, and will strive to keep him in check as and when they need to. Now, if we want to unlock the greater manipulations available to us, we're going to need to build Chaos Altars. These buildings are pivotal to one of Sayl's victory conditions.
Whoa, okay, the Dark Ritual. Guys, this is the one that we were talking about earlier in my last video. So the Dark Ritual is going to be his main unique mechanic. It's his path to power, okay? Unlike other Norscan factions who erect altars and dedicate themselves to other ruinous powers, his altar represents chaos undivided.
The Dark Ritual.
Sayl's ultimate purpose is to perform a grand ritual in his constant strive for power. He achieves that through the construction of chaos altars. This also brings the attention of the Empire, Lizardmen, and the High Elves, which try to prevent him of achieving his ultimate goal.
With every altar constructed, Sayl gets one closer to completing the ritual, enabling him access to higher level manipulations. They can also improve campaign movement or gains achieved from looting. They can also allow recruitment of a limited number of Chaos Warriors and Chaos Spawns. You might have also seen that they grant spoils and be thinking to yourself, hey, hold on, that looks shiny and new. And we'll get there, like don't you worry your little Norscan heart.
You get.
So we know what we need.
Okay, so we got some spoils going on, people, a new mechanic here.
But how are we going to do this? Well, Zitan's getting a little too close for comfort here, and
Zitan the Black.
I remember when I made the Drazov showcase. You took my chair when I needed it, and I haven't forgotten that.
Yep.
So Sayl's going to take on Zitan's force, whilst we raise a new army to deal with what remains.
What is
Chaos Dwarfs aren't exactly the easiest of foes.
Okay, they're gonna
which is why we need one of our best guys for the job. And who better than a great Shaman Sorcerer?
Perfect.
Our Sorcerer is going to take the battle to the granite spikes and then go further beyond.
Okay, guys.
To the greenskin armies and all those past the spiky hills.
Now check this out. Those those sorcerers are practitioners of lore, of fire, death, and metal.
Building chaos altars in some locations, and sacking, pillaging, and razing everywhere else to help us build up our spoils. A new Norscan resource. I told you we'd come back to them. So, we're not interested really in building an economy, or building a brand new home on new shores all the time. Sometimes we just want to burn things and take stuff, and you know what? We do like shiny things.
What is that?
We can use spoils to expedite building trees, purchase certain research options, or if we feel like it, we can spend them to build new homes in regions that aren't Norscan. Spoils, however, do come with a risk. If we want to use those spoils, we need to make sure that the army that spawns when we sack settlements can actually make it back to one of our provinces. I mean, we'll also lose some marauders as well, which, oh no, what a shame. I mean, let's be honest, it's all about the ill-gotten gains. Whilst that's going on, Sayl's plans are going to take him on a little journey. See, Sayl might not be Norscan, but even he can be compelled by the will of the hunt.
Okay, what is
this? The Blood Shriek Chimera, the voice of the wastes, is in our midst. And to tame this monster wouldn't just make the Norscans realize who's top skin wolf around here, but it'd also be incredibly useful in our war on Cathay. We're going to need to be...
The Chimera is a triple-headed monstrosity that is a combat powerhouse, okay guys? So these guys are insane in battle.
We're going to need to beef up our forces before we take on a Chimera, though. Ideally, we'll need some tough damage dealers. So we're going to build up our retinue of Marauder Bearmen, as well as
poisonous and magical attack guys for those Chimeras.
Building towards Famir forces. We'll be kept in check by our new hero unit, the Famir Noble.
The Famir Noble is a new monstrous hero that excels at fighting enemy infantry. It can buff up other Famir and monsters around him, and can be quite a danger on the battlefield.
Alright,
so Sayl's off on his little journey, and might even consolidate more of our lands north of Cathay, should that be useful to us. With him on his hunt, and our great Shaman Sorcerer heading out west, I'd say this might be an ideal time for a montage, no?
Sayl, in comparison to other Norscan lords, is much more attuned to chaos. But not only. He is a capable spellcaster and also serves with diplomacy as much as he does with the sword.
So he can be diplomatic with Tamergon. Ooh, grants it visibility. Okay, okay. He's scheming here, people. He's taking, and that, wow, that hero is a large unit. That is a large entity, guys. So those Famir nobles are huge. That'll be good for if you like to charge your guys into battle.
So we might have got a little ambitious here. In our expansion into the west, we might have taken Grimgor's glory, and we're looking like a mighty fine replacement trophy.
Oops.
Our Sorcerer's army is pretty tough, but the forces of chaos have their eyes on us, so manipulations would be risky. We've made friends with Tamergon as well, but he's a little preoccupied right now, so we can't really rely on him. So we'll get our Sorcerer to pull back to Granite Spikes and recoup before we try and stop Grimgor.
Note, guys, never rely on chaos.
And, good luck, buddy. I really have a feeling this won't go well. We need to do what we can to bolster our own forces in Sayl's army before we take the Chimera and be ready for whatever comes next. We're in a real hope for the best, realize we should plan for the worst because we've made enemies everywhere kind of deal. This isn't going according to plan.
Shadow Legion? Oh, come on. You gotta take them out. Easy money. Got some wind spells going on. Alright, alright. We're fighting Grimgor. We gotta come in with some fire spells. Better trick him and get those trolls' leadership down. have to say, guys, the models for Warhammer 3 in these games is pretty incredible. You can basically make a movie out of it. A lot of people do. This is that Shaman. He must get a chariot as his mount. Nice.
So we're staring down the barrel of our own actions. Our altars we spent time building have mostly been reduced to dust by Grimgor and his boys. He's also proving to be quite the unstoppable force, but now we have a Chimera on our side, and other forces have come to join us. So we're just going to hit one final manipulation to give ourselves...
Wow, this is interesting. So he can get a greater demon.
It's a greater demon. I mean, it's just one little greater manipulation,
what is this manipulation?
right?
Okay. Summon a greater demon in the force by sacrificing... Oh, a Marauder infantry unit? Ew. Who wants that anyways?
How bad can it be?
Oh, it's a Zeech. Interesting.
Well, matters might be bad, but Sayl's not going down without a fight. Grimgor might think he's the biggest dog in the...
I wonder if you can summon a greater demon from each Chaos faction, or if it's just from Zeech.
The yard, but let's show him what happens when you mess with the most treacherous sorcerer this side of the Bastion. Taking down Grimgor's army is a pretty tall order, but thankfully we've got a very tall fella. And also a very angry, hairy fella.
The Runecaller is a variant of the Curs'd Ettin, where not only it has 2 heads and 2 different personalities, it can also cast spells. That means a giant that can cast spells.
Giant that can cast spells. Who doesn't want that? It's gonna be perfect.
Truck is a formidable legendary hero who is the leader of the Bearmen and is one of the toughest when it comes to...
Take that guy right in the battle with some Bearmen.
He can stay and keep those lines
melee expert, anti-large,
while buffing up
and regeneration, my favorite.
Around him.
Love regeneration.
That Doomdiver catapult that took out our great Shaman Sorcerer is still here. But I don't think they were accounting for us having a Chimera. So let's turn up the heat a little bit.
Yep, that's what you do, guys. You take that right to the back.
Chimera is a single entity monster that is best utilized against enemy infantry. It has several different heads that can be quite dangerous, and you do not want to be standing in front of any one of them.
Now I wish they'd just make a dragon unit that could shoot fire without having to press the button. No,
for that missile line.
The Dreadmaw is a new unique type of monster that doesn't...
He does have scaly skin.
...really move around the battlefield in a normal way. It can burrow under the ground and then burst out in a targeted location, whether that be behind enemy lines or fortifications. It can spit out venom. It's awesome.
Even with our reinforcements coming in, this battle is turning a little bloody. But we're starting to make Grimgor regret his choices.
Yeah, you gotta make Grimgor regret everything, guys. Destruction. Nice. Yep. Just wiping them out. When they're on the run. Merciless.
So Grimgor's living up to his name.
Ooh, let's see. He's gonna try to take him out one-on-one.
The Chaos Gods have come to collect.
So what's gonna happen?
Our altars are in ruins. This machination isn't working. We're gonna need to rethink this.
What?
But if you think this means that Sayl's ways will change, then you couldn't be more mistaken. Sayl will try again. And again. And again, if needs be. For there's always another scheme at hand.
That's right, there's always a scheme
leader
at hand.
to corrupt and another demon to bind. He will have his way. Just like how you'll leave your thoughts in the comments and wishlist now, if you fancy.
Nice, guys. Well, that was sick. If you guys like that, totally leave a like and a comment below. Total War Warhammer 3 Tides of Torment comes out December 4th. And also, real quick, we're going to go over the Kurgan Horsemen, which they just dropped. So Kurgan Horsemen, they're elite against infantry, deploying near the enemy lines, charging out of forested terrain. So I'm going to assume they're going to have the ability to go through the forest with no penalty. And then also they're dual wielding riders. Okay, so they're going to be like your middle of the foot soldier destroyers. So like pretty much your classic cavalry. Okay, but that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Titan Prime out.
Subscribe and let your name be remembered among the heroes.